All right, hello fifth grade. Today we're going to continue our video lessons. Again, if you take a look at this sheet right here, again, if you don't have it, that's fine. I have a copy right here. If you go to Tuesday, because we are currently on Tuesday, 17th, you scroll down to where it says fifth math right here, and then here you'll see our objective. So as you can see, our objective is this right here, highlighted in blue. And we're going to work on pages 35 through 39. Now, again, you're not going to have all of these pages. I took some out to make sure that you don't get too overwhelmed with all of the work. But this is our objective, so you can go ahead and copy it down, pause the video. All right, so hopefully you pause the video. Let's continue on with our lesson. So like yesterday, we're going to be working on fractions. But before we go to fractions, let's actually take a step back and let's answer this simple problem. But we're going to use solving a number line. So we're going to use a number line to solve this. Okay? We're going to be using a number line to solve this. Now I know you can all do that problem in your head. That's fine. But you'll see why this is useful later on. So we make a number line. Let's say I have 0 here, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, I am adding how much to it? I'm adding 5. So if I jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is what? It's 8. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Now again, nothing too hard, right? Very simple kindergarten stuff. Let's do another one. And again, you'll see why this is useful later on. Let's say we have an example of 8 plus 3. Right? So, I make a number line. Start off at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is right there. I'm going to add how many? 3. 1, 2, 3. So I make my jumps, do it in green, 1, 2, 3. What's my new value? 11. My answer is 11. Not too hard, right? Okay. Now, what if I have something like this now? What if I have something like this? Let's say I have repeated numbers. Let's say I have, using a number line, again, we're going to keep using a number line. Let's say we have 3 plus 3 plus 3. If we have that, how can we solve that using a number line? Well, same as our other ones, right? Same as the other ones. So I'm going to use this marker. I start off at 0. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to make how much? A jump of how much? 3. So now I'm at 6, right? Start off at 3. I jump 1, 2, 3. It's this part right there. And then I'm going to make another jump of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. But what is another way I could have written that? What is another way I could have written this equation right here? 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's just another way of saying 3 times 3. Right? That'll give us the same answer of 9. 3 plus 3 plus 3, another way we could have written as is 3 times 3. Well, what about this one? And again, be sure that you're copying all of this down. The good thing that it's on video, you can simply pause it and rewind it if you missed a step. Let's say I have this one. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. I can rewrite this as 2 plus 2 plus 2, or what's another way I can rewrite it? 2 times 4, because I have 2's and they're being added 4 times. Let's make a number line. How can we solve that one using a number line? Well, I start off at 2. 1, 2. Go another one. 1, 2. That's 4. 1, 2. 6. 1, 2. 8. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 8. Or 2 times 4, 8 as well. Okay? So again, this should not be that hard. It's not hard at all right now. But now let's take a look at why a number line is useful and why I made us do these simple examples. Well, it turns out when we're dealing with fractions, a number line is very, very useful. Let's try this example out. Let's say we have 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3. Using a number line, let's see how we can solve this. But with a fraction, I'm going to do a little bit of a review of a fraction, okay? A fraction is simply a part of a number. So 1 over 3 is not a full number yet. It is a fraction. That's what fraction means. Fractions are pieces. Another word for fraction is pieces. Pieces. Is 1 over 3 a full piece? No. It's a fraction. It's 1 over 3. What about, is the number 2 a fraction? Not really. It's a whole number. What about the number 4? Is that a fraction or a whole number? This is a whole number. What about 2 over 3? This is a fraction. This is a piece. This is not a whole number. This is not a full thing. It's just a fraction. What about, we did that one. What about 5 over 10? Is that a whole number or is that a fraction? Exactly, it is a fraction. What about 10? Is that a whole number or is that a fraction? That is a whole number. It's not a piece, it's a whole number. Okay? That was something that we should have remembered from 4th grade. But if not, it's okay, we reviewed it. So why am I reviewing this part? Well, because first you have to ask yourself, is 1/3 a fraction or a whole number? It is a fraction, hopefully you got that part, but a fraction of what? A piece of what? If I keep adding this, what's going to be the next number I'm going to get? Well, it is a part of the number 1. Okay? So if I we'll make 2 tick marks right here. What do you think this tick mark is going to be? 1/3. Right? And this one is going to be 2/3. And this one is going to be 3/3. That means that if the full fraction is now full, it is not a whole number. Another way of thinking about it is I like to draw them. Let's say right here I have a circle, right? I have a circle. I have how many pieces? 3 pieces. For all of them. All of them have a denominator of 3, so all of them have 3 pieces. This one, how many pieces of it is shaded in? Just 1. This one, how many pieces are shaded in? 2. This one, how many pieces are shaded in? 3. And look, all of it is shaded in, therefore it is one whole. 3 over 3 is one whole. All of these pieces are shaded in. Right here, it is not a full number yet. It is 2/3. 2 pieces are filled in instead of the whole 3. On this one, only 1 piece is filled in. The whole thing is not filled in. Okay? So let's go back with our number line. I have 1/3, which means I start off here, right? Now I'm gonna add on another 1/3. So that means I make one jump. So 1/3 plus 1/3 gives me how many? Exactly, 2/3. Right? Now this one was a simple problem. Let's do one a little bit more with a larger value. So be sure you have this down though, okay? You can go ahead and pause the video if you need to. If not, let's keep going. So again, notice the steps that I'm taking. I am making a number line, I'm drawing it. That way I don't get confused. And remember, fractions just another word for pieces, okay? Right now we're dealing with fractions, we're dealing with pieces. Let's say we have this question. 2/4 plus 1/4. All right? So what do we need to do before we even start? A number line. Okay. And again, what number should we start off with? 0. Okay. Now, notice my denominator. I have a denominator of 4, right? Which means I'm probably going to have 1/4 over here, 2/4, 3/4, and what's next? 4/4, or what's another way of writing that? Or just 1, right? 0 to 1. Now, how does that look like with pictures? Well, let's see. Last time I used a circle, so this time I'll use a box fraction. You could use this, you can use a circle fraction if you want to. Doesn't matter, but we're just making a drawing. So I'm gonna make 4 pieces. Making sure you can see that. Yeah. How many of them are filled in? 1. What about for this one? 2/4. The same box. 1. How many of them are filled in? 2. What about for this one? The same box. How many total pieces? 4. And how many of them are going to be filled in? 3. What about for this one? How many of them are going to be filled in? Exactly, all of them. All of them are going to be filled in. Okay? Now, again, this is still a fraction. It is not a whole number yet. Right? There's 4 pieces and only one of them is filled in. This one, 4 whole pieces, but it is not a whole number yet. There's only 2 of them filled in. This one, is it a whole number yet? It's missing one. There's only 3 of them filled in, and 1 of them still needs to be filled in. What about this one? Is this a whole number? Is this a full piece? Yes, it is. Exactly. All of them are filled in. This is one whole number. We start off with 0, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, finally 4/4, or the number 1. All of them are filled in. Okay. Now let's actually answer it. I start off with 2/4. 2/4 is here. All right. See that? Yep. I'm going to make how many jumps? 1. 1/4. So 2/4 plus 1/4 is equal to how many? Exactly, 3/4. And Everline shows this, okay? Now, before we move on to a little bit more challenging problem, I know what you're thinking right now. You're probably saying, well, Mr. Yanis, an easier way is we can just add the numerator and then add the denominator. That's true. And let's do an example like that. Do it in red. Let's say we have 5/10 plus 2/10. I add my numerator, 5 plus 2, that's 7. Remember, your denominators in a fraction needs to be the same, but you do not add them, they stay the same. Or about another one, let's see, 2 over 9 plus 5 over 9. I add my numerators, 2 plus 5, that's 7. My denominator stays the same, they're both the same, 7 over 9. Now, you can do it like that. That is correct. But for now, we're using the number line, okay? Because later on, we're going to be doing a little bit more difficult problems. And using this method is not really going to make sense. A number line is really going to help us out. So let's try a more challenging problem, where a number line is definitely going to be useful. Because so far, the problems that we've been doing, you can easily solve them mentally. But let's try one now. Let's try one now that a number line will really help us out. All right. Let's say I have 3 over 4 plus 2 over 4. Okay. And I know some of you are trying to solve this mentally already. Well, let's take a step back and let's solve this with a number line. Okay. So we start off with 0, like always, right? What's our denominator here? Our denominator is 4. So I'm going to have 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, and then what's the next one? 4 over 4, or what? Or just 1, okay? And again, I'm going to do the drawings at the bottom. This time I'm going to use a circle again. Ooh. I'm trying to make the circle as perfect as I can. All right. So you can see that? Yeah. Okay. How many pieces is each circle? Total pieces? 4. Okay. How many is this one shaded in for? 1. 1 over 4. What about this one? 2. 2 over 4. What about this one? 3 over 4. And this one, all of them are filled up. It is a full circle. It is one whole. Everything's filled up, okay? All right. So where am I starting off with this time? I'm starting off at 3 over 4, right? 3 over 4. 1, 2, 3, I start off here. Okay? How many am I adding to it? I'm adding 2. 1. 1. Gone. Then I'm adding 2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Check this out. I'm over my 4 over 4. I'm over my 1. So what does this have to be now? I'm going to have to make my number line bigger to find out. What's going to be right here? Take a moment and think about it. Pause the video and see if you can find out what's going to be on this side right here. What's going to be on this tick mark? Because remember, I have 3 over 4 and I'm adding 2. So I make 2 jumps. 1, 2. What's going to be right here? What should be right there? Go ahead and pause the video. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you figured it out what goes here. If not, that's okay. We're going to go through it. So let's take a step back. Let's look at our fractions right here. I have 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, 4 over 4. My 1 whole is right here. This is my number 1. I'm going from 0 to 1. Ugly one, but that's a 1. Try to make it a little bit more clear. Well, let's take a look at it through a circle. I'm not going to write the number yet here, but so far we have 1 full circle, right? Oh my gosh. Again, I'm trying to make this as neat as I can. I have 1 full circle. Again, I'm going by order, right? We have 1/4, then 2/4, then 3/4, then 4/4. I can add on another piece. I can't add on 5 pieces, but what can I do instead? Well, since we are skip counting by 1/4, this one will be, we're gonna have to add on another circle with 4 pieces. And how many of them how many of them do you think are gonna be shaded in? Just 1. So now look, now I have a clear number of what this should be here. I have, how many holes? How many holes do I have here? I have 1 whole number. 1. And how many pieces do I have? 1/4. So my answer to 3/4 plus 2/4 is 1 1/4. Now again, if you're feeling a little bit confused right now, that's okay. It is our first example. It's okay if you're feeling confused. We're just starting this off. Okay? Now, here's my challenge to you. What if, instead of adding 2/4, let's say we add 4/4 or 5/4. What are we going to get then? Well, then now this is when a number line is definitely useful. And actually, let's not do 4/4, let's do 3/4. Okay? Let's figure out what 3/4 plus 3/4 is going to be. Well, I start off with 3/4, right? Right here. And then I'm going to have to jump how many times? 3. So 1, 2, 3. But again, I don't have a number here. What's going to be in this tick mark? Well, let's draw a picture. Because the tick mark before it, this one right here, again, remember, this fraction belongs to this one belongs to this one belongs to this one, and this one belongs to this one. Okay? Let's make a picture of how it should look. Well, for this one, I have 1 whole number, and all of them filled. Then I have another circle. If this one, only 1 of them is going to get filled, and I'm jumping to the next one, how many of them should be filled here? Exactly, 2. 1, 2. So now let's take a look and see what numbers I have. What's going to be my number here? Well, how many whole numbers do I have? How many whole pieces do I have? 1. And what's my fraction of this one? I have 2 pieces, so 2 pieces out of 4 total. So now look, now I constructed a number. Now I know that 3/4 plus 3/4 is what? 1/2/4. And that's it. Now you could probably guess what's going to be our next answer if I say, what happens if we add 4/4? Well, let's just make our number line bigger. we are counting 4 times now. We're starting off at 3. We're adding 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's over here? Well, I can definitely figure that out. Let's draw the picture. So again, I have one whole number, and all of them are filled in. I have another fraction. Now let's take a step back and see what we're doing. We started off with 1/4. We went on to 2/4. We went on to 3/4. We went on to 4/4 or 1 whole. Then we went on with 1 whole and 1/4. Then we went on to 1 whole and 2/4. So what's going to be right here, do you think? We have 1 whole and exactly 3/4. One whole and 3/4, right? So what if we were to do another one, 5/4? What if we were to do 5/4 now? What's gonna be over here? Making sure you can all see that, yep. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna make another number line. Or actually I'm gonna try to squeeze it in here, okay? Because now again, we're adding 5/4. So we start off with 3/4 and then we're gonna add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's gonna be right here? What's this number that has to be right here? Now instead of doing it at the bottom because I'm running out of space, I'm gonna do it up top, okay? So let's do the drawing up top. Do the drawing up top. But again, I have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 1 whole and 1/4, 1 whole and 2/4, 1 whole and 3/4. So what should this one be? Probably already got it. 1 whole and 4/4, or what do you notice now? What do you notice now? Now I have 2 whole pieces, which you can write is 1/1 and 4/4, but that is the same as just 2. Why? Because I have 1 whole and another whole. I have 2 whole pieces right here. They're not fractions, they're not pieces, they are full whole numbers, okay? So hopefully it's making a little bit more sense right now. But if not, it's okay. We'll get some more practice with it. So let me just erase this. And you can fast forward so you don't have to watch me erase the whole board. Okay. So now let's actually go ahead and work on your problem set. So just give me a second to pull it out. Okay. Now I'm just gonna move the camera. Okay. All right. So right now you should have this paper out. Or at least some types of these paper out. It is lesson 2. It should say 5-3 right here. And you should have anywhere between these pages, 35 through 39, okay? I want you to focus on these problems. You might have any word problems with fractions, but don't focus on the word problems right now, okay? Just focus on the regular problems. So let's go ahead and try to solve part A right here. This one's easy, right? We just create a number line. We start off with 0 because, as you notice, there is no whole numbers yet. There is no whole numbers yet. And we're going to have how many pieces, do you think? Well, our denominator lets us know that. So we have 1, 2, we have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and I should have made my number line bigger, I'm sorry. And finally, 5/5, or what? Or the number 1, correct. Where are we starting off with, everybody? 2. Where's 2/5? Right here. And how many am we jumping? 1/5, right? So we start off at 2/5, we jump 1, and where do we land? 3/5, exactly. So the answer for that one is 3/5. Perfect. What about these? What about this one right here? Well, that's very similar to the ones we were doing earlier, right? We're starting off with what number? 0, exactly. How many tick marks am I making? 3. Remember, our denominator lets us know how many tick marks we have to make. 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. Okay? We're starting off with what? We're starting off where? At 1/3. And then we're adding 1/3, right? This one. We land here. And then we're adding another 1/3. So we make another jump. And where do we land? 3/3. Or what? 1. Exactly. Now, one thing I didn't do, but you can definitely do, is you can make your drawings. Remember, if we make a drawing for 1/3 and we make a circle, we make 3 pieces, how many of them are going to be shaded in? 1. What about for 2/3? How many of them are going to be shaded in? 2. And what about for 3/3? How many of them are going to be shaded in? All of them. And then that tells me that it is one whole piece. It is not a fraction. It is not a piece. It is one whole number. Okay? Now let's see. Let's work on this one right here. This one looks hard, but guess what? We did this one already before, except this time we just have fractions. If we have 2 times 3/4, well, I can rewrite this as how? Well, remember, for our last example, we had 3 plus 3 plus 3, and we wrote that as 3 times 3. But let's say we have the opposite now. Let's say we have 2 times 3/4. What's another way we can rewrite that? 3/4 plus 3/4, right? Same thing. Same thing we're doing here as we are here. Except now we just have a fraction, but that's okay. Same process. So now we have 3/4 plus 3/4, right? This part. But then we also have this 1/4, okay? This whole part right here, I rewrote that like that. I'm just making it, I'm just changing the equation, but it's the same thing, okay? And that's what we have. Now make a number line, but because as you can tell, we're gonna have to do something very similar to the previous problems, and especially to the problems that I did up on the board, okay? Now, go ahead and do your pages on your own. Now again, try and solve them on your own. If you're having a little bit too much difficulty with it, that's okay. Just do the ones that you can do, okay? But don't just try to skip problems just because you don't feel like doing them. If you think you can do it, go for it. Now, again, you might have some word problems like this. Don't worry about the word problems just yet, okay? If you think you can go for it, do it. But if not, we're not responsible for doing that right now, all right? Now, so that's it for our math lesson. So let's go ahead and take a look at our agenda to see what we're gonna be doing. So we're done with this, we're done with that. Now for science, we are gonna be making a, oh, this should say window actually, not widow, a window graphic organizer, okay, on our topic. All right, so we are doing the plant kingdom right now, correct? Yes, so the window graphic organizer is this page. Hang on. Our window graphic organizer should look like this, and it's very simple to use. It is this one right here. So you're gonna take your studies weekly, and you're gonna read it, and then you're gonna make this graphic organizer. This is just for you to organize your facts. You're gonna give me three key details on the newspaper. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna give me 2 quotes. So remember, quotes are coming directly from the newspaper. You're just gonna copy it down. You're gonna give me an important drawing that you think is important to know. And then you're gonna give me a 5-sentence summary of the whole newspaper. Now, again, you might have questions. Well, how do we log on? I'm gonna show you again. This is my account. I'm gonna log out so I can show you. Hang on, give me a brief second. Let me log out of mine. Okay, that's mine, but remember, let's say we had a student named Bob Builder. Okay, same thing. And again, I showed you this yesterday, so if you know how to do it, you can go ahead and end the video and get started. But if you don't, this is how we do it. It's gonna be the first letter of your first name. So in this case, this is Bob. And then your full last name, Builder. And then remember to add the 323. That is very important. Do not forget that. And then your password is going to be the same password that we use for Freckle, Giannis7. And then there you go. Okay? Then you're going to scroll down to 5th grade science, click on it, and you're going to go to, we're not doing cells, we're not doing hereditary, we're doing the plant kingdom, this one, okay? So it says week 4, and it should say life science plant kingdom, and it should look like the newspaper that you got last week, okay? This one. And then you're just gonna read it, and what's cool is you can even answer, they ask you questions at the bottom that you can answer, and you can get points for it, okay? Answer those questions. Answer these questions, okay? I can see if you're answering these questions or not. All right, and as you can tell, we're not taking your test yet. I haven't made it available because I think you're gonna be taking your test on, not tomorrow, not Thursday, on Friday, okay? So that's it for today's lesson. I'll post tomorrow's video tomorrow. All right, have a good day.